Wolf Bride, Chapter 16, Purified. Strong and proud in your primal forms, you and Morgan snarl Sayre. Behind you, unconscious, lie the werewolves he had been capturing with Morgan's help. Now weak, broken, drained of the primal magic to sustain Sayre's unnatural life. You know this is it, the final battle for the soul of the primal magic. Will you be able to turn the tide? I mean, I would hope so. I literally am a wolf. Congratulations, you collected all 10. Watch for all the ways your powers help you in the final battle against Sayre to save the pack and the primal magic. Monster. You and Morgan advance on Sayre, your newfound primal forms dwarfing his fragile-looking human frame. Or so we think. Behind you, Bastien is struggling against his bonds, still drained of primal magic. Make his death painful. We will. Guards! Sayre shouts over the intercom for backup. As he does, Morgan leaps. She slams into him. But instead of his frail body collapsing, he knocks her off with ease. You dare! He pulls himself up, still cold, unshaken, as he produces a sleek revolver from his coat pocket. Only silver. Watch out! Before he can fire, armed guards pour in the lab, cutting you off from Sayre and Morgan. I should free Bastien. I'm gonna free Bastien. Rush to Bastien's side, razor-sharp claws, making short work of the leather straps holding him in place. He stands and grabs you in a hug. Wayne, I knew you were one of us, a wolf bride like no other. His smile is fierce, vicious, but filled with pride. Get down! Behind you, there's a distinctive whoosh of trank gun firing, and you growl as the darts bounce off your thick hide. Go to Morgan. Take Sayre down. You think you can hurt me? I have the strength of a dozen werewolves. Not for long. Morgan slashes viciously at him with her claws again and again, while you focus on the guard so she can have her revenge. At the loud bang of a gun, you instinctively shift into wolf form, and the bullet swooshes harmlessly over your head. You turn towards the gunman, fangs bared. Your wolf form gave you an advantage of the fight. Yeah, whatever. I should bite his hand, trip him, jump on him. I'm a bite. You surge forward, jaw snapping down on the fragile bones of the man's hand before he can pull the trigger a second time. Oh! You shake your shaggy head, dragging the man down. The points of your dagger-like teeth cutting deep into those muscle and bone until the gun slips out of the mangled fingers. Your fury easily propels you back in a primal form, and you whirl around looking for a new target. You tear through a guard's face with your claws. As he staggers backwards, Bastien grabs him, slamming his head into the cement floor. You will not take us again. You whirl to see a soldier pointing his gun at you. Not so fast. I'm gonna break his hand. You grab the gunman's wrist with your terrible strength, crunching bone. Ah! Isn't that a different one? The guard screams and clutches his now limp hand, dropping his gun. That was literally a different gunman. Anyway, ahead of you, Morgan has backed Sayre into a corner. You disgusting animal! I should have let you die! But as you start to go to Morgan, another softer voice catches your ear. What's happening? You turn to see the cages where the drained werewolves huddled, wide-eyed, awakened from their stupor by the chaos around them. You can't leave them there. You shrink down to your human form, needing nimble fingers to detach the wires and unbolt the cages, holding the tortured werewolves in. Where am I? Who are you? I'm Wolfkin. I'm getting you out of here. I thought the pack had abandoned us. As you free more and more of the werewolves, the guards turn their weapons on them. They're getting out! Didn't I break your hand? Ah! Damn it. There's too many of them. We can help. But how? We're useless now. We're not even wolves. You will always be a part of the pack. If this is how I die, then so be it. With renewed strength, she lifts her human face and howls. Grabbing any weapons they can find, the skeletal form or werewolves follow you into the fray. No, the subjects! Get them back in their cages! The fear is plain on Sayre's face. This is getting out of control and he knows it. You pull out Sayre's gun, lowering it in. His eyes go wide as he recognizes the weapon and the danger it poses to him. End of the line. Sayre backs up until his hand is on the door. Guards, deal with this. These creatures have claimed enough of my time. His words and manner are dismissive, but the look on his face is sheer tear as he rushes from the room, locking his guards inside with you and the werewolves. Have a taste of your own medicine. The emaciated woman wrenches a guard around, slamming him inside of one of the cages. Gun drops from his slack grip as the door smashes his wrist. Oof. Knock him out. Highest dose you've got. But a deep voice interrupts him from beyond, or behind, just as a beam of pale white light breaks through the clouded skylight. You forget what night it is. You turn to see Bastien in primal form, all residual weakness from the tranquilizer gone. The power of the moon surges through you, launching you back into primal form. The full moon. With a furious snarl, you dive into the guards with claws, teeth, and each strike leaving them bloody. But to your surprise, your thoughts are still clear. The moon doesn't control you, leaving you free to shift easily between forms. This ends here. With a single swipe of his paw, Bastien tears through the body of armor of one of the guards, leaving his torso shredded. Across the lab, Morgan's strong jaw closed on the arm of another guard, tearing his shoulder from his body with a single shake of her head. Two trank guards hit her in the back, one after another, but she doesn't even flinch. It's not working! It's the moon. We can't fight them like this. No shit. And suddenly it's over. The guards break and run for the door. Bastien and Morgan go after them. The sin of blood and escape rolling through your bond with each of them. Stay with them. Hurry! You turn human to join the others following Bastien of Freedom. But as you go, you hear a faint sound from the depths of the lab behind you. Remember Hugo fighting at your side against Sept forces. Taken captive at the same time you were with enough tranquilizer to knock out a primal werewolf, you rush over. Come on, follow me. Celine. To your relief, he follows without question. We're friends, come on now. The cold night air hits you like a benediction. The promise of a chance to make things right. The only one fence stands between you and freedom. We have to get through these gates. The emaciated werewolves follow behind you. When you reach the fresh air, they stop and gape at the full moon. One looks down at his hands in confusion. Why? Why have we not changed? Sayre stole your primal magic. I'm sorry, I don't know if you'll be able to shift anymore. He will pay. How can we help? You have to warn Layla. Sept did this to you, and they want you to do everything, or do it to everyone in the pack. But Jet is alpha now, and he may not believe you. Talk to Layla. Maybe she can convince Jet to go to the sacred cave and stop Sayre. We will do as you ask. You look into the skeletal faces, their eyes deep set and shadowed, and your heart sinks. We'll try. The only gate leading out through the imposing electric fence is secured with a sophisticated-looking electrical lock. The snarls of fury, Bastien and Morgan throw themselves against the fence, only to fall back with a hiss. They're out here! Hi, Rock, how are you? The shot goes wide, but you see more guards surging from the base, weapons drawn. You need a keycard to get out. At the sound of his voice, Bastien and Morgan's heads swing suspiciously around. Hugo shrinks back from the alien yellow gaze of the two primals. Morgan, Bastien, please. He's our ally, don't hurt him. Bastien sniffs him, angrily snarling, but there seems to be some flicker of awareness in Morgan. Better hope this still works. The gate swings open at the touch of Hugo's Sept card. Hurry, I'll try to slow them down. A few of them may still listen to me. Hugo. Where will you go now? He shrugs. Haven't thought that far ahead just yet. But don't you worry about me, just get going. As you rush into the forest, you can feel the pull, the pain, and the sacred cave. Bastien and Morgan turn instinctively in its direction, and you rush after them. As the three of you arrive at the sacred cave, you realize with a sinking feeling that this is where Sayre came when he fled the lab. His van and many others are parked next to the mining equipment, and you glimpse Sayre's back as he barks in order, then disappears into the cave itself. Stop them! Your rage and anguish overcome you, calling forth all the primal power within. Your voice turns guttural, shifting as you roar. No. Must die. Morgan rushes at the soldier standing between you and the cave, and you leap to join her. I'm coming. Not gonna pun it. Bastien leaps and lands in the middle of a knot of soldiers, claws whirling like a blender. The soldiers scatter, dashing for the cover of an idling Sep van. I'm gonna throw the van, 'cause I can. You lift the van as it weighs no more than a basketball and smash it down on one of the soldiers. Oh, that poor bastard. Morgan and Bastien roar there with fury. Still driven by the call of the moon, Bastien slashes the tires of the nearest truck while Morgan rips a door off an excavator and tosses its screaming driver into the air. As you push past him, trying to get to Sayre, Sergei steps forward, backed by dozens of Sep guards. He lowers his pistol at Morgan. This ends here. You howl a warning. Morgan, no. But before Sergei can shoot, Morgan skids to a halt, nose raised. Bastien looks up from where he is, just torn the head of a Sep soldier. You follow their gaze to see a dozen shadows materialize from the woods. The moonlight reveals the primal forms of the pack, led by Jet and Isabel. Guns shaking in his hand at the sight of so many primals, Sergei lowers the weapon and starts backing towards the cave. But your heart sinks to see how few are coming after Jet, and the ones who are there are bloody and sporting the evidence of silver bullet wounds. You startle at the sound of the engine, but to your surprise you see Layla driving up with a truck full of wolfkin, armed with hunting rifles. You shrink back to human form to speak to them. Layla, what happened? Where is everyone? Sayre launched an attack against the den in the night. Some captured pack members tried to warn me, but Jet was too far gone with the moon to listen. The soldiers caught him by surprise. So this is it? The pack's numbers were... What? What was I supposed to do? Horrified, you look over the ragtag group, not sure if they can survive another fight, even with a full moon strengthening. The badly wounded are still at the den, but I brought as many wolfkin as I could find. Well, it'll have to be enough. We have to stop Sayre here. Bastien and Jet eye each other, and the anonymity instinctive, even during the haze of the full moon. Bastien, save it for later. You can fight each other again after we kick Sayre's ass. But with the gunshot, their attention is wrenched from each other onto the other approaching soldiers. As Jet howls, the pack leaps into battle. Sep soldiers fan out, making a broad arc around the cave entrance to shield Sayre, as Sergei retreats to join him. Driven only by fury, the primal werewolves attack the guards in front of them, not thinking clearly enough to defend the cave or pursue Sayre. It's up to you to go after him before he reaches the heart of the primal magic. You raise your human head to the moon and howl as loudly as you can. You put all the authority of your position as speaker into your voice. Cover me. Don't let them get behind me. All around you, werewolves fall in behind you, protecting you as you charge for the cave. The night is dark, moon hidden behind a cloud, but you can see clearly in the blackness. You can keep your eyes locked on Sergei, who is retreating from the pack, falling back to defend the cave itself. I've had about enough of you. Though he is quickly out of sight, you catch Sergei's scent and follow it as you charge through the battling werewolves and humans. You're not getting away this time. Soldiers fall back as you throw them aside, tossing bodies and wrenching limbs from joints with your bare hands. Your werewolf strength pulses through your muscles as you fight your way through the guards trying to get to the cave. Apparently we're the only one who can keep our sense of us. A hail of bullets rake your back, pain erupting through your body at each blow, but even as you jerk and scream, you push forward. Primal magic flares around you, knitting your bones and skin back together. As a group of soldiers springs on you, you let out a terrifying roar. Out of my way. All around you, the soldiers drop to the dirt, flattening to a ripple that spreads out from you like a tide. The earth itself reverberates your fury. As you catch your breath, snatches of awed conversation hit your ear from above and beyond. We hear you fight. We will come. Random wolves. It's the wild wolf pack. Enemies of the cave. Defend the forest. Something bit me! A nearby soldier drops his weapon and clutches his leg. In the full moon, you catch a glimpse of the scaly back of a snake moving through the grass. Then a small, agile creature leaps onto his back, biting and clawing. You pissed off the wrong fox? They're all coming to help. Ah! They're everywhere! The animals are attacking! It's payback for all the evil you've done to the forest. Surprised laughter bubbles out of you as the pack of real wolves join the fray, taking the soldiers by complete surprise. They just keep coming. Fall back! Suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge lumbering shape stampedes out of the darkness. Nice deer. Back up! Buck lowers its great head and impales the soldier on its antlers before trampling him beneath its sharp hooves. That's gotta hurt. Whoever knew the nature could be so violent. The buck shakes the soldier's body loose, letting it fall from the hard thump, and turns its dark eyes to you. And who said you were a friend? Thanks, I think. The buck bows its head to you, then turns and stampedes off, plowing into more soldiers like a bulldozer. I'm coming for you, Sayre. You will never hurt the pack or the primal magic again. As you reach the cave entrance, you find Sergei blocking your way, armed to the teeth, already covered in werewolf blood. You have left the rest of the pack behind, still locked in combat with the bulk of Sayre's troops. There you are. You want to bet you can kill me before I kill you, girl? I will make you wish you were dead. Release your primal form, feeling all-powerful underneath the full moon. Stand aside. In response, Sergei cocks his gun. You roar as you rush him, your claws digging into the earth. Wait, hang on! His eyes go wide as your huge form bears down on him, and you snatch the rifle out of his hands, knocking him several feet away. Leave now. But keep running, and don't look back. But he doesn't follow. You revert to human form as you enter the cave, needing your head clear when you confront Sayre. You can see him in the dim glow ahead, no one left behind or between you and him. Your crimes against the pack end here. You can't, and you're not coming out of this cave alive. Brave words. What do you have to back them up? You draw your gun you stole from his office. This. He whips out his gun with supernatural speed and fires. You surge into primal form, your massive height carrying you out of the way of the bullet, which only grazes your side. You can feel the unnatural pain as the silver tears through your tough hide, but the wound itself isn't fatal, and your fury is enough to drive you on. I'm gonna throw him. You grab him in your massive arms, hurling him against the damp, algae-slicked wall of the cave, where he lands with a sickening thud. But he only laughs, standing up again as his shattered bones knit back together. You still don't get it, do you? I'm immortal, you can't do nothing to me. Well, this'll be fun, because you can immortally be torn apart as I tear apart your whole entire body. Then, for the kicker, I'm gonna put a bullet that's silver in between your eyes. I mean, what? Silver is the only thing that will hurt him. You shrink back to human, determined to use what you took from him. I know what you're afraid of. Raising your pistol, you fire upward from the ground, straight at Sayre. Ugh! A burst of blood explodes from his hip, and you can hear the agony in his cry. You little rat! The next one's in your heart. No, that's too small to find. You lock eyes for a moment. He breaks and runs for the cave entrance, surprisingly fast despite favoring his wounded leg. As he disappears outside, you start to follow and then hesitate. The sacred cave is filled with Sayre's equipment. Deep couches already visible on the walls where he begun to dig into the heart of the magic. We're letting the man get away. We can deal with this later. You can feel the pain in the magic from the presence of so much corruption. While he is gone, you finally have your choice or chance to undo the harm he's done here, to heal the caves and release the full force of the magic. But as you turn back away from the cave entrance, you hear something from outside. Ah, help! Someone help me! You rush to the cave entrance, trying to pinpoint Layla in the chaos of the battle. Finally, you spot her on the ground clutching her stomach. Anyone, please! The baby is coming! So we let Sayre get away, we don't heal the earth, and we're gonna help her with the baby. Do I have to really make this choice? Callum, where are you? He's kind of being ferociously a werewolf right now. You can see him ripping into step soldiers, driven by fury in the full moon and completely unaware of your shouts. Layla crawls to take cover behind an excavator. Out of the sight of the moment from you, or both of you, and the battling forces, you look back inside the cave and hesitate. If you don't go to Layla now, there's no one to help her and the baby, but if you go, does that mean abandoning the primal magic? What's your priority? Will you help Layla deliver her baby safely, destroy the mine, or can you manage to do both? Destroy the mine. Help them both. Help Layla with her baby. I mean, at least they give you an option for either one, for free people, but... Really? Layla isn't in immediate danger, and you know bursts can sometimes take hours. If luck is with you, you can save the primal magic and still have time to reach Layla. Look around the cave, able to see it now that Sayre is gone, and the once crystal clear pool is now grimed with debris. The equipment blocks your view of the paintings on the wall. There must be some way to get rid of all this damage. You head to the nearest crate, pushing aside the heavy lid. It's full of dynamite. That should do it. A few sticks are missing, but there's still plenty left to destroy all of his machines. But what if that hurts the magic too? So near the source, the primal magic swirls around you, thick in the air like a mystical fog. You feel it like a living thing wanting to be let in, wanting to be let loose. I should call on the primal magic. If I can use the primal magic, I won't risk destroying the cave. You close your eyes, letting the magic flow through you, trying to remember how to let your mouth shape the words Naomi and the pack used. The well of the primal magic is endlessly deep, churning through you, becoming part of you, letting you glimpse the past, the present, of the sacred place in a frozen moment in time. Your speaker, you know how to take hold of it, to set it to a purpose. Let this place heal, let the roots of tree break through the metal. Let the grasses grow over human corruption. Let it be made anew. Words coming from your mouth aren't any language you understand, but somehow they make sense. A warm glow overtakes you, and you barely hear the softly padded feet of some pack members as they approach, called to you by some innate sense. Isabel lifts her voice to join yours in a howling chant. Each pack member there follows in turn, adding their voices to the strength. You stagger out of the mouth of the cave just as the magic rushes through you. Your eyes fly open to see the earth reclaim its space. Rust crawls over metal machinery until it disintegrates into dirt. Grass grows over discarded tools. The cave seems to sigh heavily as all evidence of human interference is erased. We did it. Without a moment to recover, you rush to Layla's side. You pray you aren't too late to help. You reach her side, finding her on her hands and knees in pain. I'm here, Layla. I'll get you through this. Oh, look, the cave somehow reverted to the wood. This game. She grasps your hand gratefully. You see the whites of her eyes as she looks at you, terrified. I can't have this baby on the full moon. I don't think that's up to us, but we need to get you somewhere safe. Can you walk? Her eyes clenched shut, she shakes her head. As the contractions ease, she catches her breath. I can try. We have to get to the hospital. If there's any chance of keeping the baby inside, it'll be modern medicine. Come on. You make a few dozen steps towards the van. Layla came in before she cries out again and it stops. Wait, I can't. I don't think we're gonna make it to the hospital. Managed to tuck her into the back of the van and slam the door, locking it against the battle outside. I guess we're having the baby here. Layla's eyes find you, frantic and already exhausted. Celine, I'm scared. Well, as long as the baby doesn't see the full moon of the moonlight, I think you'll be fine. Despite your pounding heart and inner panic, you muster up the brightest smile you can manage. Hey, sweetie, look at me. You've got this. You're gonna meet the baby today, okay? That's what matters. As she takes a few deep breaths, you peek under her skirt to check her progress, and shocked to see the baby's head crowning. It's a very furry head. Layla, you're doing amazing. You can do this. Baby's almost here. Oh, you're right, I got this. On the next contraction, Layla grunts with the effort to push, reinvigorated. You hold her hand, support her while she pushes, your mind racing. How am I supposed to deliver a werewolf baby? Oh! Layla groans with sudden excruciating effort, crushing your hand as she pushes with all of her might. And then, just like that, a tiny primal werewolf is born. A furry baby shivers once and then shrinks into human form. You scoop the baby up, wrapping her in Layla's jacket to keep her warm. It's a girl! You did it, Layla. Layla collapses back, exhausted. As you notice that baby hasn't made a sound, she is lying completely still, and suddenly you realize she's not breathing. Oh no. Not sure what else to do, you gently blow into the baby's mouth and nose while giving her chest gentle compressions. Come on, baby, come on. Celine, what's happening? Is the baby okay? I don't... Suddenly, you feel the primal magic flare around you, and the baby shifts to wolf pup in your hands, her mouth opening in a weak howl. Oh my god, you are so adorable right now. She's okay. It's a girl, and she's okay. You cradle her close, rocking the pup as she quiets, and you realize her eyes are covered with a film of white. Oh, Layla. She's beautiful. Her human form looks like you. Layla doesn't respond. Layla? You look back to find her unconscious, a pool of blood slowly spreading around her. Too much blood. Laying the pup down, you find a few clean cloths and use them to stop the flow of blood. Come on, Layla, I'm not losing you tonight. It's a whisper first, the barest hint of a stirring within you, a call, a response. And then the primal magic suffuses you, as you draw it from the earth all around you and channel it into Layla. Heal her, please. Her eyes flutter open weakly, and she smiles as you heave a sigh of relief, noticing the blood flow taper off beneath your hand. Celine, the baby, what? You're okay. We're all okay. You place the pup on Layla's chest, and her smile slowly turns to sorrow as she opens her eyes. She's blind. Oh, for the love of Christ, who gives a shit? Stop it. Is that such a big thing, or bad thing? Tears fill Layla's eyes. What will happen when the pack sees her? I won't give her up, never. It'll be okay. I won't let them do that. The only way they'll take her is over my dead body. But Janus Alpha now, you left the pack. And then you'll leave with us. He'll start a new pack. There's no one gets abandoned because of some outdated idea of whose life matters. She sniffles and you gather both of them in your arms, letting her cry in your shoulders. The pup squirms weakly against her. Leaving them safely out of the sight of the battle, you gird yourself and return to see what's happening. Stop it right there! Oh, for the love of 'em, get sick of you. Hey, look! The cave is magically back to how it used to be. Suddenly, you're grabbed roughly on both sides, manhandled by two soldiers who shove guns in your face and shout at you. You look around desperately, but no one is watching. You're on your own. I'm gonna go ahead and, you fight back. You pounce, turning to primal mid-leap. Let me go. Your body grows massive and powerful, and the soldiers fall back in terror as you roar. She's one of them! Shoot her! What were you gonna do before? You knock their weapons free with one swipe of your mighty paw and let loose a terrible howl. One soldier scrambles back, smashes the other's face in with one clawed fist, leaving blood streaming. He grunts and falls out of your way. The roars come from behind as the rest of the pack joins you, led by Bastien and Morgan. Suddenly Morgan stops, nostrils flaring wide as she catches a scent. You can see she's tracking Sayre, who is fleeing for the vans on the far side of the battlefield. But Bastien is ahead of her, bearing down on Sayre with a furious leap. Just as the first rays of sunlight appear over the horizon. Glurk. Reverting to human, mid-leap, Bastien lands heavily at Sayre's feet. The old man laughs cruelly, kicking Bastien in the teeth. Ha 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 ha! Oof. As morning dawns all around you, the primal werewolves abruptly revert to human, a look of confusion exhausting in their eyes. What? Where are... Sayre lifts Bastien off the dirt, dangling him off his feet as he weighs nothing. All around him, his men lie dead or dying, but Sayre glows with stolen health. Your powers are gone with the moon, but I know how to harness them so they never leave. Sayre, this ends here. You have no one left to defend you. You're not leaving here alive. The primal magic has reclaimed this place. You'll never take it from us. Stupid girl. Nature exists to serve humanity. Mankind always comes out the victor. Last couple years would beg to differ. Not today. And 1918. And what was it? The Black, Death? Or Plague? Whatever. With a sudden effort, Bastien twists out of Sayre's grasp, landing heavily on the ground. 100 years. 100 years of murder, treachery, and perversion. It ends here, now, with me. No, it ends with me. You turn to see Morgan limping across the clearing, her whole bearing locked on Sayre. Morgan, you don't have to. He's my responsibility. Let me undo my mistakes. I cannot ask that of you, Morgan. Sayre's evil is not your doing. He was our enemy long before he was your father. He was never my father, only my jailer. Sayre backs away nervously and suddenly tries to run. Not so fast. Only to be brought up short as pack members block him, forming a loose circle to keep him from escaping. You know what? No, I'm gonna do this myself, fam. I'll do it. As he nods and steps back, Sayre glares at you, but you can smell his fear. You won't kill me in cold blood. Oh, you think so? You aim Sayre's own gun at him. You cannot kill me. I have defeated death. I have... Pull the trigger and a small red hole appears in his chest. He looks down, almost confused, before he falls to his knees, his lifeblood gushing out of him. That was for Morgan. No, that was actually for more than Morgan. That's for the pack. It's for nature. Every piece of anything you ever destroyed. The rest of the pack somberly watches Sayre's blood slowly return to the earth. You sense a tingling rush as primal magic that Sayre stole is freed, and released back to its source at last. You reach for Morgan's hand and kiss the back of it. It's over, Morgan. I feel lighter somehow. You look to Bastien, who's watching you warily, and reach out for him as well. He smiles relaxing as he pulls both of them into a hug. We survived. Save the primal magic is more than I dared to hope for. Don't be such a downer. You squeeze them both tightly, and for once, no jealousy rising between them, only a swell of relief and affection. Now can we kick Jet's ass? Together, the three of you approach the entrance of the cave. The pack members eye you warily as you pass, and you suddenly remember your exile. Are they allowed to... It's the Alpha's choice. But Jet only turns away, not acknowledging your presence. Listen, bitch, I will beat your ass. You will not deny us the chance to recover. Let us go inside. You leave the pack behind and pass further in the cave. where it's just the three of you. You slide to the floor of the vast, glowing cavern and close your eyes. That took everything out of me. Primal magic seeps slowly into your body, healing both your injuries and your weary heart. As you heal, you start to feel restless, eager for connection, the reassurance of loving touch, and through your bond you feel Bastine and Morgan longing for the same. Morgan, Bastine, I feel I need something. It's the heart of the Primal magic. Our bond will always be strongest here. His eyes flick uneasily to Morgan, who strokes her hand, the touch of her skin tingling against you like fireworks. I feel it too. I can't. I need you. Their nearness, the very presence of them, seems to penetrate your skin, speeding your pulse and driving you to new awareness. Who are you talking to? Either of you. Both of you. I can't choose. I'll never be able to give either of you up. Bastine's voice is uncharacteristically hesitant, and through your heightened bond you can feel his confusion, overridden only by his love for you. What do you mean? Clearly your bond with both of us is real. Our worry it would be wrong to reject that, to force you to live without another half of your whole. You're not talking about the two of you together. You feel Morgan recoil at the thought, but she does not release her hand. We could make it work. Not together, but we could each have our designated nights to be with you, as long as we both understand it was never a competition. You're surprised you feel no jealousy from either of them at the thought, and a warmth suffices you. To not have to choose to embrace your bond with both of the people you love, it would be a fine line to walk, but something about the magic of the sacred cave makes it feel like it could be possible. I'm done trying to force you to divide your heart. Share a private moment in the sacred cave with either of them, or each of them. This is your last chance to be intimate in this book. Share time with each of them. Fine. You reach out to Bastine, twining your fingers with his, but not releasing your other hand's grip on Morgan. I have never heard of this happening before, but I will not ask you to fight the bond. It's called an open relationship, Bastine. Welcome to the world. To your surprise, there are tears in Morgan's eyelashes. Gently, you kiss them away. Shh, it's over. There's nothing to be sad about anymore. Just, I don't know why you're doing this. I don't have anything to offer you. What? What? But is this what you want? More than anything. I want to be with you. I want to be with the pack. Be a part of it. Learn to be who I was meant to be. And I no longer am alpha. For the first time, I do not have to put the pack first. I can be with you however you want, Celine. And that is what I desire. I think the three of us should start our own pack. A pack of only three. Most of the wolf packs start as a family groups, right? Perhaps, but I'm not sure I can turn away from my people so easily. There's still so much of the pack to teach us. Bastine's hand slips up to cup your cheek as Morgan traces a finger down each of yours. Whatever happens with the pack or our future, I promise you will both always be my equal. Morgan still looks sad. Then you squeeze her hand, trying to reassure her. But what about Sam? What will happen with them now that Sayre's dead? I think it should be shut down. The place is poison. We can't risk anyone going down the same path as Sayre started. It'll be difficult. The town's economy and Sap's fate are intertwined. Then we'll help them find a new fate. If I have any say about it, the pack will work with them. The old ways must change. Celine, wherever we go, whatever we do, I promise I will dedicate my life to undoing the harm Sap caused. Place your finger over her lips. Shh, we know. With a playful smile, she gives your finger a teasing lick. You pull her into a kiss, drawing it out slow so you can savor the full sweetness of her lips until she completely is breathless. Thank you for showing me I was on the wrong side. You stop her words with your mouth. She moans against you, the magic and the passion building between the two of you. Something you two should celebrate alone. You sense rather than his discreet withdrawal from the cave, but for the moment you feel only Morgan soft and gasping in your arms. Please, I need... What do you need, Celine? I need you to... I want to feel you. Her eyes slide closed as Morgan's hands tease your skin, tracing a ticklish caress over each part she bears. The air in the cave is warm, but you shiver as she tosses the last of her clothes aside, her own quickly following as she embraces you skin to skin. Much better. Primal magic pounds through you, heightening your responses, driving your need to be together. You guide her mouth to yours, both of you suppressing a moan at the touch of your tongues. Her fingers tilt your chin, you trace down your throat, her touch enough to make you gasp. Morgan. She silences you with a kiss, her fingers stroking everywhere. But as you drift down from your ecstasy, lying in Morgan's arms, you slowly become aware that there's something missing, someone missing, and you know you need him too. I love you. It could be horribly strange and uncomfortable, but something about the magic of setting smooths away awkwardness, and you are hardly aware when Morgan leaves and Bastien replaces her in your arms. You drive me crazy, Celine. I have never wanted anyone the way I want you right now. Somehow. Some way. He's already naked. Basically, we got to turn into wolves. It's interesting how they put in more detail of you and Bastien versus you and Morgan, like 10 times more the effort and writing. As the overwhelming bliss ends, both drop to the cave floor, boneless and panting for breath, too tired for words. You settle in each other, sweat cooling on your skin as you drift into a dreamless sleep. It isn't until late in the afternoon that you make your way back to the den. But before you step out of the woods into the clearing, a small brown blur tumbles out of the bushes. Hey, Thunder. Thunderhoof, there you are. You did so well from the bad men, didn't you? Morgan greets Thunderhoof by tussling his long ears, while he butts at her affectionately. Hi, Thunderhoof. Bastien rolls his eyes tolerantly. I see your pet is thriving. You scratch Thunderhoof's forehead and he preens, then dances around your feet, kicking with joy. You showed those bad men, Mama. You sent them running with their tails between your legs. Yeah, we sure did, baby. And thank you for sending word to the deer herds that we needed help. Thunderhoof smiles at you with his eyes. Did I do good, Mama? The best. You kiss Thunderhoof's forehead and then gesture for him to go graze in the woods. Mama's gotta go be with some wolves now, Thunderhoof. I'll come back and visit in a bit. You see Layla sitting with Callum, gazing at their newborn daughter who fusses in Layla's arms. Bastien smiles at the infant, clapping a hand on Callum's back. She is beautiful. Congratulations to you both. Thank you, Bastien. Did Layla have the baby? She was born during the battle. She holds up the little bundle, and Morgan traces a finger over the soft cheek. Congratulations. Hi, baby girl. You're beautiful. You peek at the baby, sleeping peacefully in Layla's arms. Layla beams at you and draws back the blanket to show you the baby's sweetly sleeping face. Blaine, isn't she the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? Shh, you'll wake her. Callum grasps your hands and looks earnestly into your eyes. You have my deepest thanks for saving Layla's life. I am in your debt forever. Oh, Callum, hush. I'm just glad she and the baby are okay. Thanks to you, everything is just fine. The pack slowly filters into the ritual circle, and you're surprised, pleasantly, to see the faces of the drained wolves that you rescued among them. I never thought I'd see this place again. All around you, joyous reunions take place as members of the pack find their long-lost family among the newcomers. We thought you were dead. The pack was not complete without you. We were dead. We were worse than dead. But now we have another chance. I'm so sorry for all that you lost. Finally, Jed arrives. Seating himself in the place of honor, his eyes narrow as he notices you and Bastien and Morgan, but he ignores you for now. My pack. We have survived, and our greatest enemy is dead. Cautiously, Layla and Callum approach him. Callum holds up the baby as if for Jet's inspection. And our pack has a new member, Alpha. May I present my daughter? No. Excuse me? The defective pup is not a member of this pack. It is blind and useless full moon whelp. Get rid of it. Get rid of my daughter? Callum, no. Leave the child on the hillside and put it out of its misery quickly. There's no place in the pack for weakness. Jet, don't take your anger out on an innocent baby. You're angry at me and Bastien and Morgan. Don't take it out on Leyland or a child. Jet continues speaking over you. The same goes for those I saw talking to Layla last night. Human under the full moon. Jet, Derivious glare, turns to drained werewolves, the people you freed. We knew we couldn't come back. This isn't their fault. Sayre drained them of primal magic. We were lucky to even find them alive. They are our family, Jet. They may yet regain their full strength. We need them. A werewolf cannot shift is no werewolf at all. They can live with the wolfkin. Listen, can I just beat his ass, please, and I'll be alpha, like, literally, and then I'll resign myself to speaker, and, let Morgan or Bastien take alpha. The faces in the pack are turned, shock, hurt, angry. That's enough, Jet. Never again will the pack leave its children to die, or turn our backs on packmates who were brutalized and tortured. Jet leaps to his feet and points a finger at Bastien. Callum quickly pulls Layla out of the way as she cradles her baby close. You were defeated. You were exiled. And yet I am here. A day and a night you have been in charge, and our pack suffers already. You no longer have authority here. I have authority to beat your ass. We shall see about that. Jet roars in a primal, but Bastien is quicker. In a flash, Bastien has pinned Jet to the ground, his jaw around Jet's throat. Yield! Never! Bare your throat or die! Everyone washes for another tense moment before Jet shrinks down to human proportions, his eyes wide and fearful. I bare my throat to you, Alpha. How many times must me do this? Slowly, Bastien releases him. He watches Jet closely and then shifts back to human. I am rightful Alpha of this pack. One more treacherous act, Jet, and you will find yourself in exile. Bastien reaches down and helps a cowed Jet to his feet. He slinks off, the pack parting around him, while you and Morgan cheer, the rest of the pack soon joining you. Yeah, as it should be. As my first proclamation, I hereby restore my elder sister Morgan and my mate Celine as full pack members of the pack. You smile at Morgan and take her hand. Bastien pulls his arm around your shoulders. Together the three of us will share leadership of this pack and take it to the dawn of a new age. You see a few eyes go wide among the gathered crowd, but it's a testament to their respect for Bastien that they bow their heads in acceptance of the surprising announcement. Is this really possible? Do you think three of us together? You and Morgan have proven to me that anything is possible. That's the damn truth. Isabel bares her throat, first to Bastien and then to you and Morgan in turn. You don't have to. I have learned not to doubt your judgment or Bastien's. I will strive to serve this pack as you do, with selflessness and loyalty. Wow, I did not see that coming. You aren't the only one capable of surprises. You step back as Layla throws one arm around Bastien, hugging him and laughing through her tears. Thank you, Bastien. Thank Morgan and Celine. Without them, I would never have had the courage to change the most destructive habits of our past. Layla turns to you, grinning, and puts her baby into your arms. Callum and I decided we'd let you name her to show our gratitude. Oh, Layla, you don't have to. No, please, do it. Otherwise, I might have to name her after Callum's dad. What should you name her? Yeah, I like Naomi. That's beautiful. Hi there, Naomi. The baby shifts to wolf form, licking her face eagerly. Then you all laugh. That's adorable. You watch the freed werewolves frail and thin as their loved ones usher them home. I can't believe we're really here. You'll never have to leave again. Soon, someone brings out the drums and the wolfkin begins setting up a feast. My family is restored. Sayre's dead. This will be a celebration unlike any we have seen in our lives. I can't believe we finally just live. There is yet more work to do. The pack still has a sacred duty to uphold. New enemies will come, as they always do. Until then, can you maybe chill a little? I think everyone deserves a rest and rebuild. You take each of their hands in your own, and feeling safe and secure between them. Later, you relax before the roaring fire, sitting between Bastine and Morgan. I know this is going to be tricky to navigate, but it still feels right. I'm sorry if I ever gave you reason to doubt this is your home, but to run the pack as a trio, to share a bonded maid, there is no guide for how this is to be done. Yes, well, there were a lot of new beginnings today. A lot of outdated traditions we can tell to shove off. Yes, and we will make this work. I just want you to know the path may not always be smooth. Well, then we'll make it smooth. Because Pack is counting on us. They're going to be looking to us in the coming days, trying to figure out what will change for them. We will show them that we are united in strength. Better together than we could ever be apart. You were right, Bastine. That first day that I saw you in the woods, some part of me knew we were meant to be together. I just didn't understand that I was meant for Morgan, too. I waited for you my whole life, Celine, and it was worth it. I could not face life without you, now that I know what it is to have you at my side. And you'll never have to. You know, I never said why I wanted to drive out there the first day. Something was pulling me to you. Something I couldn't resist. Bastine told me once that we were one soul, separated at birth, and the bond was only the recognition of the tie between us. That's what it is for me with both of you. I was always meant to find you, and you to find me. And now that we have, there's so much waiting for us. A whole life's worth. Yeah, they embrace each other, and you in turn. You bask in the glow of the fire, content just to be together. Thank you for playing Wolf Bride. Alright, and without further ado, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and thanks for enjoying. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. It would be greatly appreciated if you do so. There is a ton of content coming in this channel, and every time I say that, what happens? A ton of content hits this channel. But this is going to be a big old batch, so stay tuned for that. There's going to be a bunch of choices coming to this channel. There's going to be some new games coming to this channel. There's going to be a continuation of old content. Like, the amount of videos and the amount of content coming to this channel are unbelievable. We have surpassed the 3,600 uploads, and we are just a couple subscribers away from finally breaking the age-old 500. We were at 12,500 subscribers for the longest time, and we are now finally going to cross to the 600 mark. Please, please, please continue to share this channel, continue to share this content. Be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Peace out.